Good morning mga ka-40. So, andito na naman tayo ngayon for another vlog, another content. Napakagandang content. So, ito ay galing kay Teacher Jennifer Alejandro na Master Teacher 1, Batikang Coach sa Journalism, National Awardee. So, marami kayong matutunan dito na content na video. So, ano ito? Ito ay mga kailangan tandaan kapag gumagawa ng mga radio at video recorded lessons. So mga bata, sa mga parents dyan, panoorin niyo ito. Kasi sa mga kaguro ko, mga teachers dyan out there, shout out. At panoorin niyo itong video na ito para sa mga scriptwriting ninyo, scriptwriting lessons. Marami kayong matutunan dito. So, ang gumawa nito ay si Jennifer Alejandro. Check nyo yung channel niya, Jen's channel sa YouTube. Siya ay isang Master Teacher 1. Single, available, searching. So, wala pang loan, wala pang buong-buo yung sahod niya. Master Teacher 1, malaking sahod yan. So, pwede nyo, lapitan nyo siya sa channel niya. So, Jen's channel. Puntahan nyo, subscribe, click the notification bell. So, tara, panoorin natin yung video na ito. So, bago yan, please subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell. Tara! Courtesy. Disclaimer alert. Hindi po amin na video ito.
Ako po ang natasan sa scriptwriting. So, isang malaking hamon din po paano ko ikakaskade maayos yung pagsusulat ng script, no? So, bago po ang lahat, nais ko po sanang magsimula at magbigay ng mga guiding principles na dapat nating isaalang-alang bago gumawa ng script. Kasi alam ko po tayo, alam na natin paano sumulat o nakikita na natin yung mga samples ng mga scripts. So, meron lang akong na-observe kasi kasi kung ang tendency kasi natin pag may nakita tayong sample na script, gagayahin na lang din natin yung yung sometimes yung kahit yung words mismo. So, okay. Ngayon, babalikan ko, it will just be a very short tawag niyan, compilation of some slides for us to really understand first what must we remember before we write our scripts. Okay? So, ang lahat po ng resources ko, kinuha po namin o natutunan ko po sa ACTRC. Ito yung Assessment Curriculum and Technology Research Center ng UP Diliman para sa Short Basic Course in Video Production. CDC naman po or College of Development Communications ng UP Los Baños para naman po sa radio-based instruction using school-on-the-air format. Okay, so lahat po ng mga ibibigay ko na files, of course, nakasulat po doon sa sino po yung mga sources. So, kinuha po natin sa mga experts talaga sa field. Okay. Etong sinasabi ko na what should we remember in developing the content. Okay. So, start po tayo. Chunking the content. So, this applies also to both radio and the TV script writing. So, bago sumulat sa script, sa radyo man o sa TV, mainam po kasi na mas maintindihan yung mga elementong nakaka-apekto sa pagkatuto. Okay? Chunking the content. To discuss it simply, developing the content is chunking the content. So, we need to break down information into bite-sized pieces. So, the more we chunk the content, the easier for our learners to digest them because we are working along on what we call the working memory. Say, for example po, Paano ba natin na-enjoy yung isang pinya, ba? 'Di ba mas masarap siyang kainin kapag hinati-hati natin into bite-sized pieces. So, ang video at saka radio lessons, gaya din siya ng pagkain ng pinya. So, mas nai-enjoy natin siyang kainin in bite-sized pieces. So, parehong prinsipyo din ang sinusunod natin kapag tayo naman ay nag-aaral ng isang konsepto o aralin. So, na-enjoy din natin ng lesson kapag naiintindihan natin ito sa pamamagitan ng paghati-hati nito sa mas maliit na units or topics or idea. Okay. So, mahalaga po ito kasi lalo na kapag magsusulat na tayo ng video script. So, kailangan klaro yung magiging idea or yung magiging topic natin. Okay? So, huwag nating kalimutan yung information processing theory. So, ito yung natutunan natin way back in college. So, during pre-service trainings or during MA class. So, we have what we call the information processing theory. So, basically, this is trying to tell us whatever passes through our senses, may it be auditory, smell, or visual information, is stored in short-term memory or what we call the working memory. Okay? Nakakasunod po ba tayo? Okay. Pakisabi lang po kung masyadong mabilis. Okay, so etong working memory kasi natin, component siya ng short-term memory where it manipulates or consolidates and manages information. So ito din yung ginagamit ng ating mga learners whenever they are listening to us in lectures. So habang nakikinig sila sa atin, yung working memory ang ginagamit nila. So kapag hindi na-process ng maayos o hindi natin na-explain further yung isang konsepto o yung isang aralin, may tendency po siyang mawala or hindi ma-store doon sa long-term memory. Okay? So, yun po yung sa information processing theory. So, kailangan po natin itong tandaan. So, paano ba natin matcha-chunk yung content? So, ito na po yun. So, we have step 1, start at the highest level, meaning we need to organize the content in a logical manner. So, step 2, ito na yung you are cutting modules into lessons, into topics. Kanina na-mention po na in a video lesson, it should run, the ideal is 20 minutes, which is correct po yun. Ang sa radio naman po is around 30 minutes presentation. Okay. So, step 3, we also chunk at the screen level. So, ilan ba yung kayang ma-absorb ng bata at a certain screen level? Ilang elemento ba? Kasi baka masyado tayong na-overwhelm or hindi natin na-chunk ng maayos yung lesson at marami tayong naipasok na mga competencies. Ang tendency po kasi niyan magkakaroon ng overspill or hindi na ina-absorb ng utak. So step 4, do a working memory check. Okay? So klaro po ba yung ating pag-chunk ng content? Okay. So anyway, yung step 1, this is just alam ko naman po you're aware of how to chunk the information. We have the chunking strategy while determining the content hierarchy of a course. So here you will determine how modules, topics, and lessons will be organized into a logical or progressive order. Okay. So ito pong lahat, natutunan ko po ito kay Prof.Elenita Que na she's also checking, lalo na yung aming video content. At sinasabihan niya kami na kung maayos ba yung pagkakalatag ng mga concepts at saka yung mga aralin sa video. At kahit hindi nga siya yung aming naging QA sa radio, pero marami din kasi siyang inputs na pwedeng mapasok sa radio. Okay. Next, tandaan lang natin pag nag-organize tayo yung mga organizational strategies natin, kagaya ng how do we organize or chunk the information? So, depende po yun kasi marami tayong lessons or topics spanning different subjects. So, we have alphabetical, we have categorical, Dito po, in categorical, it has no hierarchy. Has no hierarchy. The concepts are the same level of difficulty. Naalala ko yung sa modes of transportation. Di ba pinapresent natin, lalo na sa primary level, yung modes of transportation. So kinakategorize siya into air, land, water. So you can present without any order. So pwede din yan. So we have cause and effect. Ito naman kapag merong problems and solutions. So inherent structure, ito yung mga chronological order. Lalo na sa araling panlipunan, i-establish natin yung timeline. Ano bang unang pangyayaring naganap, ano naman yung sumunod. Okay. Next, order of importance. Ito, magagamit din pag when we are chunking the content in science. Then, simple to complex. Ito naman yung mga kailangan nating i-introduce na from basic to complex. Then, sequential, yung correct sequence, ano bang unang nangyari, anong sumunod. Then, spiral. Itong subordinate to higher level, ito ano na siya this entails the prerequisite knowledge that must first be introduced before you can introduce a more difficult or complex concept. So, di ba, bago natin ini-introduce yung, say, for example, sa English, before we introduce the lessons on the complex sentence, they must first understand what are the subordinating conjunctions. So, yun din po ang ating magiging tawag niyan, isipin. So, good thing kasi I know, nandito rin po yung mga writers ng SLM. Di po ba, yung mga sumulat at yung mga submit ng mga kanilang mga, kasi meron tayong mga assignments which we are submitting to the region and then to the central office. So, nandito yung mga writers. And then another organizational strategy, yung whole to parts. Ito naman yung you are presenting the bigger picture in order, ito, I could think of the signs, lalo na pag mga circulatory system, digestive system. So, ganun po. So, yan po yung step 1. Anyway, ang sinabi naman po kanina, ang gagawin na lang natin, di ba, titingnan natin doon sa SLM. Pero titingnan din natin kung na-simplify ba siya doon sa SLM. Kasi kung minsan, meron tayong mga learners na, ay, hindi niya maintindihan ito kapag hindi ko muna na-introduce yung ganitong konsepto. Okay. So, eto na yun. Yung modules are being are being cut down to lessons, then from lessons to topics. Okay. So, step 3, chunk at the screen level. Ang ibig sabihin po nito, now that you have organized your content, ngayon naman, paano natin siya ipipresent at the screen level kung video lesson. Okay? So the screen level are now presented with contents of related and organized ideas. Kaya nga po, pag nagsusulat tayo ng script, no, talagang it really needs, you really have to take time and then you collaborate also. Tama ba ito yung konsepto kong ganito? Pag-uusapan siya. Okay, next. So, step 4, yung do a working memory check. So, throughout the lesson, let us think of the working memory. Diba kanina, part siya ng short-term memory ng ating learners. So, the capacity of the working memory of the students, dito na tayo magbe-base at dito na natin masasabi na kailangan ba talagang ipasok lahat ng napakaraming topics sa isang lesson video? So, let us get rid of the other unnecessary. May mga nakikita po akong video na masyado pong marami siyang concept na in-introduce. Kahit nga po yung visuals niya, ang daming elements. Take note po, less is more. Kailangan po yung ating visual o yung text natin sa multimedia lessons must lessen demands on the working memory. Okay. So, halimbawa, sa isang screen level, ito lang nakikita, 2 o 3 elemento, ganon. So, para at least hindi burden doon sa learner natin kapag kumbaga sila'y nanonood o kaya nakikinig sa radyo. Okay. So, next, ito ang i-consider natin, yung factors to consider when chunking the content. So, yung isa sa i-consider natin is yung attention span. The rule of thumb is attention span varies according to age. So, say for example, pipili tayo, no? Pipiliin ba natin yung small chunks and chew, o madaling ma-digest, or pipiliin ba natin yung large chunks and then medyo ma-overwhelm naman yung ating learners. So, ito yung factor na i-consider natin. So, I believe may mga na-produce na pong videos kasi meron pong nag-ask sa akin na if I could check their videos. So sabi ko, doon kasi sa video, sa lesson, meron na kaagad siyang nandoon yung songs, yung attendance checking, hindi na po siya kasali doon. Kumbaga, yung lesson video, automatic yung lesson na po talaga kaagad. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, pag inintroduce natin yung video, o kaya yung sa radyo nga, isasabihin nga natin, may instruction tayo na, okay, kailangan po munang sagutan yung pre-test. O, bibigyan kita ng oras para ito'y sagutan. Pwede mong i-pause ang recording na ito. Yun. So, pag na-pause na siya, so gagawin ng bata yung mga necessary, yung mga prerequisites bago yung actual lesson. Okay. So far po ba nakakasunod? Hello? Okay. Medyo tahimik po ang lahat. Okay.
Yes, Ma'am Jen. Okay po.
Okay. Okay po. So, thank you, Ma'am Cha. Nako. So, next is, ito, primary recency effect. So, it's best summed with this one. We remember best that which is presented first. Second best, that which comes last. And least, that which comes just past the middle. So, anong ibig sabihin itong primary recency effect? So, mas maganda kung ipapakita ko yung graph. Okay. So, nakikita nyo? Ito ang primary recency effect. Ito yung nagpapakita ng retention ng isang learner in a 20-minute learning episode. Okay? I think this also applies sa radio. Okay. So, makikita ninyo dyan yung primetime 1. Okay? So, during the primetime 1, mataas pa yung degree ng attention. So, you need to present on the first 12 to 13 minutes of the video or the radio lesson all the information or competency that we need learners to understand. So, diretso na po kaagad. So, if you will notice, at the 13th or the 14th minute, or sabihin na natin at the 15th minute, nakita nyo bumaba, o yun yung tinatawag na downtime. Etong downtime po, eto na yung, dito na tayo kailangan gumawa ng activities that will keep them engaged, or dito na tayo magbibigay ng task, yung ipapasok na natin yung, may part dun sa SLM na meron silang task na gagawin. Di po ba? So, present na po ako ulit. Okay? Mamarapatin nyo pong aking, ipagpapatuloy yung aking lecture kanina. Okay, nakikita na po ba yung aking screen? Okay. Ayan na po.
Yes, Ma'am Jen.
Okay. So, thank you. balikan natin yung primary recency effect. So, in a 20-minute learning episode, ito yung nangyayari sa ating mga learners. Mataas yung attention nila for the first 12 to 13 minutes. So, pag mataas yung attention span nila, we are going to make the most of that. So, diretso na kaagad, of course, i-introduce mo pa yung yung sarili mo, then the topics, the objectives, then afterwards, doon na ipapasok yung mga kailangan nilang matutunan in an organized and logical progressive order. Okay. Yun namang pagdating at the 13th to 14th minute, dito na bumababa yung atensyon, dito na natin sila bibigyan ng mga tasks na tinatawag natin, no? So, nakapaloob din yan sa SLM. So, kung mapapansin ninyo at merong part na kung saan tataas ulit yung attention. Kasi nakapag-engage tayo sa kanila during downtime. So, ang tendency, tataas na naman yung attention nila, which is what we call the prime time 2. So, ito yung prime time 2, hindi na siya, kung mapapansin niyo yung graph, hindi na siya kasing haba nung prime time 1. Pero, nakaka-absorb pa rin naman ng information yung learners natin. Okay? So, hindi man siya kasing haba, pero importante rin siya sa learning episode. Dito na tayo, primed pa rin ang mga learners natin to take in information. So this becomes an ideal time to bring the lesson to closure. So dito pwede na tayong mag-summarize or mag-provide sa mga students ng opportunity to wrap up or make sense of the information you have presented in the earlier learning episode. Okay. So klaro po yan ha. Paano po teacher yung sa radio? Sa radio, 30-minute yung ideal. Opo. Last week, nung nag-conduct po kami ng orientation sa South District, pinakitaan po namin sila ng sample. Umabot po yun around ng 40 kasi meron siyang mga preliminaries or meron siyang mga setting the mood of the learners or yung establishing the rapport. So actually noon may parts doon na pwede na siyang itanggalin, okay? Kung tayong gagawa ng ating 30-minute radio production. Okay. Ito naman yung nangyayari. Ito naman yung example ng graph or retention ng isang learner in a 40-minute learning episode. Okay? Kaya if ever magpe-present tayo ng competency, mas maganda po na isa muna sa first 20 minutes and then kung kaya naman siya, kapag you think makaya siya in the next 20 minutes yung isa, pwede naman po. Okay? So, if we will apply it, whether we are writing scripts for TV or radio, we should remember this. Okay? We should remember that in every primetime one, we should present already the competency or the lessons to the learners. So, klaro po yan, ha? Okay. So, next, third factor to consider, yung capacity of working memory. Okay. So, let us also consider yung tinatawag natin, yung ating brain kasi, para siyang, spongha. Kapag napuno po siya, ang tendency is for the information to spill. So, puno na po siya, so hindi na na-absorb or napaprocess yung information. Hindi natin gustong mangyari yan sa learners natin. So, kung halimbawa, yung capacity po kasi ng working memory is being able to process 5 to 7 elements of new information at one time. So for younger learners, mas lesser, which is 4 to 5 elements na pwedeng i-present ng teacher at one time. Okay. So mamaya, papakitaan ko po kayo ng mga sample scripts. I have sample scripts in English, in 80, in, I think science yung isa. Okay. First time ko po ito pe-present, galing po doon sa aming, sa ating professors na who are also doing the video lessons. Okay. So let me show, ito na po yung last, I think, the last two slides in this particular principles. Okay, so ito yung capacity of working memory in number of chunks. So sa 5 years old and younger, minimum of 1, maximum of 3. So nag-average ng dalawa. So could be dalawang topics in one lesson video. So between 5 to 14 years old, ito naman po yung minimum 3 and with a maximum of 7 elements or yung average na 5 in one lesson video. At yung 14 years old and older, may minimum na 5, maximum of 9, and an average of 7. Okay. So, I will also be sharing this to our FB page para po you will be guided. Okay? So, ito na yung mukha nung bago pa tayo susulat. So, sa prime time 1, that's from 0 to 12th minute of your video lesson or audio lesson. Establish the classroom or context setting. Dito na rin papasok yung introduction of the teacher. Then we have objective or purpose setting. So you have to give an overview of expected outputs, and then you will also provide the concept development, or you are already presenting the lesson. Okay. So at the 13th to 14th minute, pwedeng at the 15th minute, dito na papasok yung practicing use of the new information or skill. Ito na yung giving of feedback. So pwede din nating ipasok yung game or icebreaker, yung activity na connected mismo doon sa primetime 1. At saka yung primetime 2, ito na yung synthesizing what students learned or applied. Ito na yung we are going to do a wrap-up. Okay, summarizing primetime 1 and downtime 1, ito naman yung bibigyan natin ng time yung mga bata na i-synthesize yung naintindihan nila doon sa earlier episode. And that we have reflecting on the lesson and the giving of assignment or agreement. So maganda po na ito yung magiging guiding principle natin kapag nagsusulat para po mas na-absorb ng ating learners yung ating lesson. Okay? Yun naman po talaga kasi ang goal natin. Okay? Ito po, base sa mga references na kinuha ko din po sa aming lecture. Okay.